The technology I chose for Mrs. Smith's fifth grade class is called Ziplet. First, you want to go to ziplet.com. On this page, you'll find lesson ideas, schools where you can find reviews, higher education ideas, plans that you can purchase, although you can join for free, and additional resources. Here, there's also a short video with a little bit of an overview. As the video already shows, this technology solves several of the challenges that Mrs. Smith is already facing. It is an easy tool to collect and understand student responses for lessons taught, and it allows for individual student communication between the teacher and the students. Let's get started. If you've already logged in to Ziplet prior or created an account, you can log in here, or you can sign up for a new account. I'm actually going to click on the Join Free. I'm going to join as a teacher. So to create a class or ask a question, which first we'll start with creating a class, you want to click on this plus symbol. Click on Create a Class, and it's easiest to use the Go account. No students have to log in or make an account. You simply get a Go pin when you create your account, and you can share those with the students. So here you can change your class image. Just create a picture of whatever you'd like to put in there, and name your classroom. So here it will show you your classroom. In the little box up here, you can ask a question, share your question with the students, change your class settings, manage any members, and you can archive your classroom at the end of each year. So here we're going to go ahead and post a question. You can type in your own question here, or you can use templates. There are many different options. I'm going to go ahead and use a template, but I'm going to add on to it and say, I'm going to say, ask one question from today's lesson that you did not understand. And you click next, and you can choose which type of response you get. So there's a scale from 1 to 7, 1 being not at all, 7 being completely understood. You can do reaction emojis, full texts, and multiple choice if you had an answer that would have multiple choice answers, a question that would have multiple choice answers. I'm going to go ahead and use the scale from 1 to 7, and I'm also going to use the text and state that the students must provide a text response. Since I have asked one question that they did not understand, I want them to respond to that. So here you can choose if you want to ask the question immediately and if you would like it to close after a certain amount of time and how many times you want this question to be asked. You can choose every day if it's a general question, like how did you understand today's lesson, and ask one question from today's lesson that you did not understand. Or if it was a more direct question to a specific topic, you might not want to repeat that at all and only ask it one time. You can schedule a specific time to have it posted, or you can save it for a later lesson plan. You can also choose to allow the students to give their opinions, their responses anonymously, but we're going to go ahead and leave that their name shows up because that's one of the challenges Mrs. Smith had, was being able to see her students' responses. So we're going to go ahead and click Ask Now to post the question. And so you can send this little video to show your student, to introduce Ziplet to your students. Okay, so once you have your question posted as the teacher, you simply click on the Go pin. You can copy the link and send it in an email to your students, or you can simply post the pin number on some sort of website or on a bulletin board so the students have that pin number. And once they have that pin number, they can copy it. And again, students don't have to log in with the Join Free. They simply go to the Go pin and enter that pin number. The student will type their first name or possibly their last name if there's more than one student with the same name. And then there they would see the question and they would have to create their answer. So we're going to say, we understood the lesson at about a 4. And one question from today's lesson that I did not understand. And then they would send their response. And as the teacher, Well, that response should show up here. So it shows up then that you have one new response. You can click on that and actually see the response. So obviously, every response that you would see from your students would show up here in a graphing chart. So for example, if we had another student, just refresh that, and both of your students' responses would show up there. If you scroll down, you can actually see the individual responses for each student, and you could flag any students that you had concerns on their level of understanding of that lesson. And then eventually you could filter based on the responses or the flags that you had. Another thing here is you could inbox individual students to talk about their knowledge or post additional videos, things that might help them better understand. All of these reasons are the reasons why I believe this technology helps to achieve the goals as well as fixes the challenges that Mrs. Smith has with her paper exit slips.